Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouse's. I am your host, Keith Weissite. Thank you for joining us, and always glad to be having to join us, our favorite dietitian, April Sins with Rouse's. Hi, April.
Hi, Keith. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And I am so excited as we turn the calendar page of getting to February. It's just a way for us to think about our heart and being more heart healthy, and you've got some wonderful tips today.
Absolutely. February is the whole month of it is Heart Month. So it definitely reminds us to keep those heart healthy aspects in line with our everyday activities, our everyday lifestyle. So just making sure that we follow some guidelines. You can find a lot of information on the American Heart Association website, on heart.org. But I do have a few tips to give y'all today. So one is making sure you're eating a balanced diet. Now that's going to include some whole grains. Now what's a whole grain? That's going to be things like whole wheat pasta or brown rice and those types of things. Oats is another source. Fruit and vegetables, of course, and also lean protein sources. So looking for those leaner meats like our chicken, our fish, and our lean ground beef as well. So another thing, too, is we can look at cutting down on sodium. So make sure we've talked about it basically the past several weeks about turning those packages over, looking at the nutrition facts in the back, looking at that sodium level in there. So sodium is really important. It is used as a preservative in a lot of processed foods. So you want to look at that. But cooking from fresh or cooking from frozen or cooking at home can help you have less sodium because you can season things yourself. So looking at that for sure. Eating more fruits and vegetables, having those fresh and frozen vegetables that are naturally low in sodium. And then also the canned goods. You can look at those canned goods. We've talked about before, washing the canned goods and draining them. That can reduce the sodium if you have the regular canned goods, or you can look for no added salt as well. And you can look for some packaged items that are light in sodium, that kind of have those those lesser sodium aspects as well. Dry and fresh herbs can also help season your food without adding as much salt. And then looking at some heart healthy unsaturated fat. Some seafood, those have your omega-3 fatty acids and like things like salmon. You also nuts and seeds, like I have some walnuts right here. Those are good for some unsaturated fats as well. Avocados. And then looking at your oils, what kind of oil are you using? So olive oil is a good unsaturated fat, low in saturated fat, high in unsaturated fat type of oil, your avocado oil, and even grapeseed oil. There's several oils that you can use for different purposes as well. And then also maybe substituting out a mayonnaise that has avocado oil in it instead of regular mayonnaise. That can be something different that you can do as well. And then just looking at those lighter items, maybe having less fried foods, maybe baking and broiling more, just looking at how we're cooking things as well.
Yeah, and the really interesting thing about being able to do this in February, early in the year, it kind of sets a standard for us. For example, I just bought a whole pack of walnuts and a pack of pecans, both at Rouse's, where now those are my snack items. And so I'm doing a protein drink in the morning to get a little extra protein, but I'm also snacking on those healthy things. So it's not only stuff that we can cook with, but it's also stuff we can snack with.
That's a great point, looking at those snacks that we eat, because a lot of packaged snacks might be higher in sodium. So you definitely want to look at the back of those and choose wisely. Like you said, choosing some fresh fruit, that's going to be naturally lower in sodium. And also some unsalted nuts like almonds and walnuts, those sorts of things. Those can be a great source of protein and unsaturated fat. And so that could be a really easy way to have a good snack pairing without having a high sodium choice or, having something that's quick and easy.
Right, right. As we got about a minute and a half left here, April, one of the other things I find that's very soothing is, much like you're saying, slowing down, scheduling a little bit more time when I'm shopping at Rouse's to make sure that I'm taking my time, that I have enough time to turn those cans around, to turn all of those items around and look at the back of those. And that way we reduce our stress level a little bit just by the way that we're doing it, and we're making better selections.
That's so true. And I always say, healthy eating starts at the grocery store. So it starts with, what are we choosing to bring home? And then just whenever we bring those groceries home, how are we going to prepare them? So just thinking ahead and planning ahead and looking at the backs of those nutrition facts and those ingredients can be very helpful to us to be able to look at how we're preparing things at home.
Yeah, and so it's a really wonderful time to go and check out your local Rouse's. There's always something new. There's always something new. And right now, quite frankly, we're finding so many more options to become healthier when we do that. So Rouse's has really given us a great opportunity to do that.
There's so many options at Rouse's, and you can also find some more information on our Eat Right with Rouse's program on rouses.com. You'll find Eat Right with Rouse's, and that's going to have some tips and some recipes as well that I, as Rouse's dietitian, have put there for you as a reference.
We appreciate it so much, April. Thank you, as always, for keeping us healthy and keeping us eating right.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Keith.
All right, that'll do it for Eat Right with Rouse's. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming as we continue.